I'm just looking at this BBC story. 10 reasons why so many people are moving to Texas.
Well, this is going to be good. From the BBC.
From the BBC.
They'll surely understand.
Yeah, they will. They'll get it.
Five of the
Freedom
10
is number one on the list. Freedom.
Would you just 5 of the top 10 fastest growing cities in the country come from Texas. We have 6 of the top 20 cities in America. In terms of percentage growth, Texas. Among the 5 cities that grew the most, as proportion of their size between 2011 and 12, 3 are Texan. And here are the reasons. 1, jobs. Mm-hmm. People don't go for the weather or topography. The main reason people move someplace is for jobs. It's pretty simple.
Although one of the main reasons I liked moving here was the weather. Much better than the Northeast weather.
The weather was dead last on my list, but... Mm-hmm. The weather sucks here.
No,
let's face it.
It does not suck at all.
The weather, it's not.
It's fantastic.
Not good.
You still get seasons.
You really do, well, a little more in Dallas than you do in Houston, but yeah.
You get a winter. I mean, it was in the 30s some nights.
Yeah.
But it's cool during the day in the winter. It's not freezing. You don't get tons of snow. Then it is really hot in the summer.
It is brutally, savagely, horribly hot.
The rest of the year,
horribly
it's
hot.
awesome. And it's still, I'd much rather deal with hot weather than cold weather.
Whatever.
You're in the minority.
So, critics, under the job thing, the BBC points out, critics have questioned whether Texas Miracle is a myth. It's just based on cheap labor and poor regulation. Poor regulation?
Yes, poor regulation.
Poor regulation?
What?
Whereas our bridges our bridges and our highways, our infrastructure, better than any other state I've ever lived in.
Poor regulation is just, I'm in the UK, and that's my code for the free market.
Right.
That just means that they're not killing businesses.
And they don't mention no state tax, by the way. No state income tax either.
Maybe that's another one of the numbers, perhaps?
Maybe.
It's cheaper.
Okay.
Number's number 2.
Uh-huh.
Number 3 is homes. Land is cheaper than elsewhere.
All true.
4 is low tax.
Okay,
good.
So all these are good so far.
These are good.
Number 5 is pick your own big city.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think that's true. There's a lot.
You can be in Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Austin, Fort Worth, or El Paso. Well, El Paso, if you're a drug dealer. I mean, who's moving to El Paso? Seriously.
I have never been to El Paso, actually, but
I don't recommend it.
I don't either.
I mean, it was El Paso
a
few years ago would be like, that's a great place to go. If you're in Mexico, El Paso is a great place to go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure
you get to El Paso and you're like, whew, we're in El Paso. You're coming from other places in the country and you're like, oh, I'm in El Paso. What? It's not exactly the safest city in the country.
I'm sure there's great things in the city, though. I mean,
I'm sure
and
there
it's
are.
still,
I'm sure there are.
You're going to pick El Paso?
I'm not going to look for them unless I'm moving north.
Mm-hmm.
Then I again wipe my brow and go, thank God I'm in El Paso.
I'm sure there's still a lot of positives as you could compare to a lot of the annoying liberal cities up north. Obviously, there are risks.
Do you have land you're trying to sell in El Paso?
Quite a defender of El Paso.
Sorry, Texas. I'm just defending Texas.
No, I am too. I am too. But I mean, I do speak the truth from time to time. El Paso's not exactly the city I'm running toward.
I don't know enough about El Paso, but I would
north.
say, with the you look at the northern cities, we've dealt with those. I mean, you want a city that's about to elect Anthony Weiner?
No,
as as their mayor?
No.
And they just reelected 3 times in a row Michael Bloomberg. You want that city?
Well, I will tell you. No, I will. New York. So far, however, if you're trying to report on what's really going on in New York, you don't just suddenly disappear and then end up probably in some lion taming act just south of the border. You know,
you just never traveled out of Midtown Manhattan. That's your
right,
problem.
Right. Okay. So, and then number 6, according to the BBC, is Austin in particular.
Austin.
People do love the Austin.
Why?
Now, you know who loves Austin?
Liberals,
liberal, progressive hippies.
Yeah.
That's who loves it.
Yeah.
People who just want to be weird, and they were like, San Francisco used to be weird, but now it's too big city weird. So I want to go do weird someplace else. Oh, would you stop wrecking the whole country?
I mean, we went down there for a weekend, I don't know, a few months ago, and it was okay. I mean, it was really good food. But outside of that, I mean, there's a lively music scene. South by Southwest is down there. Which is a big.
Good.
Tech
You've already got Boulder.
festival.
Go move to Boulder. Mm-hmm. And if you don't like that, you seem to love El Paso so much, Stu. Go move
I've
to
never
El
been
Paso.
to El Paso. Sorry, I'm standing up for Texas. I didn't know that was so against the rules.
Very, very strange. I don't hear you on the bandwagon for Laredo.
Never been to Laredo either.
Interesting.
I'm new to Texas. You guys are the ones that have lived here.
So you would listen to us and you'd say,
I've known you way too long to listen to you.
What do they outline about Austin that's so great?
Austin is a cool place. It has everything that L.A. has, but it didn't have the pretense.
Everything L.A. has. L.A. is on the ocean. What are you talking about, L.A.? Everything L.A. has.
Well,
it has.
Show me Austin's Malibu. Show it to me.
It has the nightlife. I'm just quoting. Has a nightlife, and they always
nightlife.
And they
Dallas
always,
and Houston don't.
And they always maintain trailways and nature.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. One of the things
wow.
we went there and we stayed near the Bat Bridge. You guys familiar with the Bat Bridge in Austin?
Through you, I am, yes.
Okay, so it's a bridge in which...
I know it in Gotham. I think that was a movie.
I mean, by the way, I guess, I've lived here forever, so I know everything. Doesn't know the main attraction to the city he's talking about.
No, Austin.
Austin.
I'm not defending Austin.
You said, you said, I've lived in Texas. You should listen to me.
Yeah.
That was your quote.
Stay
so we're talking
away
about
from
Texas.
Austin and El Paso.
Here's the main thing in Austin
I've lived here long
about.
enough. Stay away from Austin and El Paso.
So they have this Bat Bridge. And
yeah,
so they built a
whatever.
bridge, and the way they built it underneath, it attracted bats, and so many bats that the people living there were like, what the hell? There's like thousands of freaking bats around this bridge. And all the environmentalists came out and said, we can't do anything because the bats need a home, and they've decided to go there, and that's nature, the bridge thing where they go live. So now they're talking about, seriously, you can watch the videos on YouTube, hundreds of thousands to millions of bats will all leave here at the same time. And they swarm out. It looks like a freaking movie. They swarm out at hundreds of thousands at a time, swarming through the city, all these bats. And it's become now so weird that it's just a tourist attraction.
That really is weird.
But it is freaking weird. It looks like a locust plague.
Good. So you want to live.
I didn't say that. My point of this was to make fun of it.
You're defending the city that is so
I was just calling out you that
the
didn't
environmentalists are like, that man-made thing is good.
Well, my end of the story, which of course you didn't let me get to, was the fact that A, the bats never came out when I was there, so screw you, bats. And B, we didn't really like Austin that much. The food was good, but the rest, I didn't.
Austin sucks.
I
mean, it doesn't
nice
suck. It's not El Paso.
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
I don't get
it's
this.
not. But I don't. It's not. It's fine.
The
Here's my
perception of Austin, though,
is
just
ridiculous.
Overblown.
Everybody's like, "Oh, it's
Come
the
on.
mountains. It's the mountain." Are you? What mountains?
There's no mountains
It's
in
the
Austin.
hill area. The hill area.
Yeah, the hill country is nice. The hill country is okay.
The hill country is no different than it is here in Dallas.
It's got hills. Dallas really doesn't.
No,
as a
Dallas
rule.
does. Are you kidding me?
I mean, way out, yes, in the suburbs you can see a hill or two, but not like Austin area.
Oh, so there's bumps. It's the
there's
same.
bumps.
It's the same green. It's the same everything else. Anyway,
What's number 7?
I haven't finished on. I haven't
okay.
finished on
There's
what the
more
BB
good
said
things?
on. No,
All
on
right.
what they said. They maintain trailways and nature, and then it's not Texas. They're quoting somebody. It's not Texas, and that's what I like about it.
Screw you, leave.
Who feels that way? It's not Texas, and that's what I like about it.
You
Get
know who
outta
feels
here.
that way?
Liberals.
The people who
Liberals.
move to Austin because it's a university and government town. It's a progressive magnet.
Man, that pisses
That's who
me off.
pisses
I hate
me
that
off too.
stuff. That's like when Park City did their campaign, Park City, Colorado.
Yeah.
And it's in the heart of Utah.
Right. Park City, Colorado instead of Park City, Utah. Get out. Get out. Leave. Get out.
You're dismissing everything that made the state great by calling it Park City, Colorado, and denying that. I mean, that just pisses me off. If you don't like it, get out. Get out. There's plenty of places to live.
Yeah. You can go build another bridge, and bats will come to you there.
Same with Austin. If they want to call it Austin, California, get out and go to California. There are certain things about Texas that make it the place it is. And if you change any of those things, it's not going to be that place. And nobody's going to be moving here, and the BBC won't do a story on it.
Okay, so number 7, it's family friendly. And this is how they say. Texas has been particularly popular with families.
That's true.
And some of the cities now have above average number of children. And San Antonio is the home of the largest community of gay parents.
Oh, okay, so it's family friendly. It's gay family friendly.
What does that even mean?
Family friendly is family friendly, right?
Yeah.
You
would
Okay,
think,
so
but
I mean,
no, you have to differentiate.
We have to
now.
differentiate.
Wow.
Okay, so then fewer rules is
Yes.
number 8.
Yes.
Texas is liberal
What?
in the classic
In the
sense.
classic sense, yes.
Oh, okay.
There's a lack of regulations. The classic social contract is we're not going to do a ton to help you, but we're not going to get in your way. That's not 100% true in Texas, but there is a strand of that in the state. A strand of that. Let me tell you something. If that's not the very fabric of this state, we're done. If
And
it's
it
only
is.
left down
It
to
is, though.
if it's only down to a strand, we're done. 9, Texans are normal people.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wait,
I agree with that.
Wait,
That's
what?
true.
First of all, what? Texans are normal people. What did you expect them to be?
Well, I think they're saying in other places you're not getting normal people. Wouldn't that be?
No. Texans aren't all Bible-thumping, gun-toting people.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, so they're saying,
So
you
they're
would expect.
saying-
Although I will say this, when we moved to Texas, a lot of people were coming from Northeast New York that moved down here with us, and they were all shocked when they didn't see the 10-gallon hats on every street.
You know why? You know why? Because the same liberal media
Right.
that is saying, "Oh, Austin is great," is the same one that says Texas is nothing but a freak zone.
Yeah.
Right.
They're the ones who do that. What do you know about any other state? All you think about with Texans is that they're weird, they're backwater, they're nothing but cowboys, and there's cows in the middle of the street. I've actually had people
Nothing
say,
could be
"Where
further
are the
from the truth."
cows?"
Yeah.
We're in a top 10 American city. Where are the cows?
When
Out in the farms.
When we first moved down to Texas, when we moved to Houston, one of my daughter's friends wrote to her and said, "Are there any houses around you? Are there any houses?" But that's the impression, is that you're, you're in some massive country area, I guess. That there's 24 million people here.
Yeah.
I think there's a house or
Do
two.
you think Californians? You say that about Californians?
No.
You don't say that about Californians.
You don't.
And where are the cows? They're mainly on the plates at the best steak restaurants in America.
Yes.
That's where they are.
And that's where we like to keep them.